was so tough.
Oh, yeah, I talked to you about him before. That's why you give up guys like David Price. But he, great angle. That's why you see gun readings, and you see one guy throw 95, another guy throw 95, and it's the finish, the angle. There's so many things that go into being a good pitcher. The deception, because of the angle and the spin on the curveball, slider, threw just enough fastballs to keep you honest. Late recognition on the off-speed pitches, all the things that go into making a good pitcher. We knew coming in, obviously, it's one of their strengths. They're starting pitching, and we knew that he was going to be a challenge, just like the guys first two nights and the guy tomorrow.
Gosman coming on after 4. Did you just feel like you got as much as you were going to get at that point?
Well, it'd been very easy to run him back out there. I just thought each hitter, it just seemed like there weren't a whole lot of unchallenging outs. There's a lot of deep counts. Anytime a pitcher, especially a young pitcher, throws 80-something pitches in 4 innings, you're not going to get a whole lot out of having him pitch one more inning, especially when you got Mac there, who did what Mac does and done for us for most all the year. Put us in a position to be strong in our bullpen again tomorrow. I knew if I used Darren and Tommy just one inning that I'd have them both back tomorrow instead of extending them. So, Mac gave us a key outing tonight to keep us on our feet in the bullpen. So, guys just didn't think the return for letting him try to get through another inning, especially at the top of the order, was worth it.
I don't think we don't usually talk too much about the opposing pitcher, but obviously he was a big part of it.
That's it. Yeah, and Boxberger's had a great year, and we knew that he and McGee were available and going to be tough tonight. So, runs were going to be at a premium. I'm proud that we stayed connected to the game. Guys didn't let it get away from him either. So, that's may not seem like much in a losing cause, but we stayed connected to the score and had a time run up there a couple times. But the way they were pitching, they didn't make many mistakes.
To follow that, I was going to say, as far as he's concerned, you look what he's done since he's been a Tampa Bay Ray. He's got a 1.5 ERA or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one of the best pitchers in the last month of baseball. Is it just another situation that you're going to be facing this guy for 4+ years or whatever?
I've talked to y'all about him before they even acquired. He's a good young pitcher, and we'll see what the future holds. There's, he's got a bright future, and Tampa, you get quality when you give up quality, and whether it's acquiring Tillman or claiming Darren O'Day on waivers, or you do things knowing that you hope there's a return down the road. But there's a lot of, he's off to quality start in the major leagues. Detroit knew what they were giving up, and Tampa knew what they were giving up. So it's I know what you're saying. I'm not going to. Certainly, the future looks bright for him and Tampa having him in the rotation, but we'll see what the baseball longevity has to say. He's obviously has a chance to be a good one. Already is.
The scope fielder's choice in the first inning and the Hardy error in the second had a hand in a couple of runs. Scope do anything? Would you want Scope to do anything different, or is it
we had the infield at a 4 until they went deep in the count and then moved him back. But a lot depends. You got to tip your hat to the guy at third. Sharp ball. He had one of his strengths is the arm strength, and it's just like when the first baseman, a man on second, nobody out, and there's a ball hit there, like Stevie made a couple of plays throwing the ball across the diamond. You feel something, you go for it. I don't want him going back and going, I wish I'd done this. I wouldn't want him to go home thinking maybe I could have thrown him out and we got beat 2-1. So I applaud him for having the guts to try to make that play, and it was pretty close. I tell you, it was real close. Looking back at the replay, which we checked, but I think because it's unconventional. I think, but not many second basemen have John's arm strength and the want to try to make a play for the Baltimore Orioles that I applaud, and I want them to feel that way. I want them to say, I feel it, and let's go for it.
Is it possible that there might be a roster move for tomorrow's game?
Like I said beforehand, we are all going to constantly look at what gives us the best chance to win a game the next day, as long as it doesn't put us in harm's way for the long haul or the short haul. We're looking at it, see what our options are. Like I said earlier, each day presents something that happened in the game. Did you have to use too many pitchers? Do you need another pitcher? Do you we're gathering some of the information from tonight's game and making sure if we do anything, it's the right move. So, y'all know, you've seen we're contemplating things that could make us better and not get in the way of someone. So the answer is yes. That's the short answer. Did you say, are we contemplating? What was the actual? Okay, yes, we are. I'm contemplating right now. Yes, sir.
Hey, a question about the kind of the season in general. You guys have not lost more than 4 in a row all year.
Really?
Yeah.
So we don't, in the locker room, nobody knows that unless you bring it up, and then you got to comment on it.
Okay. Well,
Have we won 4 in a row? I don't even know that.
1-5.
Okay.
Which means that you guys don't go into slumps so far.
Doesn't necessarily mean that. It does statistically, on if that's what you judge it by.
Does it say anything about the team that you're able to?
Maybe on the 5th day we got a well-pitched game. I know where you're trying to draw from that. Tomorrow's the 20th of August. I mean, it's 30-something games. You grinded like heck to have an opportunity to have a chance to win your division. And what's happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. So you try not to dwell on things like that, and it certainly makes for fodder to talk about. But those are things that we look at and talk about in November, and not in August. It doesn't mean that some pattern's going to stay true to form. That's why we come to the games and watch them, because you don't know. It's human beings. You don't know what's going to happen from day to day. That's what makes it so interesting, and it's about all walks of life in sports. That's why we go to the games, because what appears like it should happen on paper doesn't always happen. Thank goodness. It'd be awful boring if it wasn't that way.